That's Jarrell. I can't hear what you're saying, my man.
You'll know when they're racing. These guys will be all around.
The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. This is our 40th Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix here at Shenley Park. We spent last weekend at Pittsburgh International Race Complex, so I'm a little befuddled. And of course, last evening we had a storm blow through, and it kind of changed our schedule for this morning. But we're about to do our opening ceremonies for the 40th annual Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, presented by the Greater Pittsburgh Automobile Dealers Foundation, and raising funds as we've done since our first event in 1983 for two wonderful southwestern Pennsylvania-based organizations, Autism Pittsburgh and the Merrickey Allegheny Valley School. So we'll begin by presenting the colors with the 1st Frontier Mechanized Cavalry Military Vehicle Preservation Association. And to sing the national anthem, please rise. And here is Cat Tedder with the national anthem. Cat.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Cat Tedder. And I told her ahead of time, don't worry about the delay. You won't hear any delay. It's about a 1.5 second delay down here. So, Cat, wonderful job. Let me introduce to you, representing the board of directors of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, Mr. Tom Rorich. Tom?
Thank you, Ted. The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix Board welcomes all drivers, spectators, sponsors, and volunteers for, I think, what is the greatest race in this country. We appreciate the support of our city of Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy. We couldn't do it without them. I myself have enjoyed charitable events like this for the last 40 years. The support provided by the Autism Society of Pittsburgh and Merrickey Allegheny Valley School throughout those 40 years has benefited many Pittsburghers in need. Our board just asks everyone here two things. Next year, bring someone you know that has never been here, and consider supporting the great work these charities do by donating. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Again, we are celebrating our 40th anniversary. Now, the executive director of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, Dan Del Bianco.
Thank you, Ted. It's hard to imagine it was 40 years ago that this event was started on Labor Day back in 1983. And we still have some of the volunteers that were here in the beginning that are with us today. Some are here to watch the races. Others are here as volunteers. And we can't stress enough how important all of the volunteers are. And one of those volunteers is our chairman of the board, Jim Dolan. He was had a medical incident last week at Pit Race. And so he's given me a message that I wanted to read. He said, I want to thank the corner workers and the EMS staff at Pit Race and the Steel City SCCA for their prompt and decisive action that saved my life. The staff, medevac helicopter team, and all of the cardiologists and ICU staff at UPMC are the best in the world, bar none. My wife, Patty, my sons, and his sons, 3 of them are racing here today. Family and friends pulled me through a tough situation, but I will be fine. I thank the Lord for another day. Now let the 40th Grand Prix begin. I will be watching it on streaming TV from home. So let's give a big round of applause and get well wishes for Jim Dolan. And anybody that knows me, I could talk forever, but we've got enough people around here to talk that represent us very well. So I just want to thank every one of the sponsors, the spectators are here, the car show participants, and our volunteers.
Thank you, Dan. Now the chairman of our car show committee, Mr. Bob Spear.
On behalf of the executive board of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, the group that actually kind of runs and puts on all of this show, we welcome you as you've already been welcomed before. We welcome you here so that you are participating in a major charity event. Yes, we're going to have some wonderful race cars. We're going to have some wonderful show cars, lots of good food. But this is a charity event, and I thank you for your participation in it. I will echo what Tom said a moment ago. Bring some new friends with you next time and enjoy your day. I do have to say, please stay hydrated. We had a couple people that had to take an ambulance ride yesterday. We'd much rather have you watching the race cars than the ambulance. So have a great day, folks.
Thank you, Bob. Well, Porsche is the mark of the year again at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. About every 10 years, Porsche becomes our mark of the year. We have a great, huge Porsche show, some very wonderful Porsches here. And we are delighted to welcome somebody very special, not just to Porsche America, Porsche Cars USA, an executive with them in Atlanta, Georgia, but a guy who was here in the early days of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, who was perhaps inspired a little bit by what he saw and who he met here at Shenley Park back in the mid-1980s. He is our Grand Marshal, let me introduce, from Porsche USA, and a former native Pittsburgher, Ray Schaefer.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you. It's great to be back in the city of Pittsburgh, the place where it all started, along with a lot of the people that it started with, standing next to Mike Conley and of course, the volunteers, which you've built over the last 40 years is absolutely amazing. Kudos to you, to your friends, bringing out your friends like they all say to do next year, bring them back. Let's keep this event going. It's absolutely wonderful. It's great to see all the Porsche cars and other cars here. Of course, the support of dealerships like Porsche Pittsburgh and Sewickley Porsche entered in the race today. Wish them all well. Thank you all. Wonderful to be here. Let's have some fun and start some races. What do you say?
Ray, will we get a chance to talk with you later on? You're going to be here through the afternoon?
Absolutely. We'll be down at the Porsche Club of America tent with the Allegheny region later this afternoon.
Ray's a real car guy. He's a former racer. You did a bunch of racing in Porsche cars.
Absolutely. Still today have the benefit of enjoying racing a 911 2-liter and hope to bring it back at some point here to the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.
That would be great. Ray Schaefer. And the honorary race director, I am honored to welcome a man who is considered to be the father of the Viper. The Viper is our spotlight car this year. He's an engineering consultant now for Team R2S LLP. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I do know that Roy Schoberg was the guy who made the Vipers work. He put the team together. He did engineering and organizing and moved a big corporation to make a great sports car. Please welcome Roy Schoberg.
great to be back in Pennsylvania. During World War II, I was in Philly, in a little town called Media at that time. But if you have a dream, pursue it. In 1954, when we were campaigning the 356 Porsche in Watkins Glen, I had a dream. And Chrysler and Zora Duntov allowed me to do the Viper with a great team. And we had a dream and a love affair, and come see the Vipers that are over there, talk to the team, find out some of their stories. They're great stories, a lot of laughs. So pursue your dream, make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Please salute Roy Schoberg. Roy, can we find you here? Where can we find you in the golf course?
Over by the golf club, the old one. That's where the Viper stand is.
Excellent. Roy Schoberg. Well, we mentioned that since 1983, the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix has raised funds for two great southwestern Pennsylvania organizations. And here, representing Autism Pittsburgh, is its president, Jesse Toriski.
Thank you, Ted. Since 1967, we have been serving the autism community, their family, and caregivers in southwestern Pennsylvania. Our favorite motto is all the money we raise stays in western Pennsylvania. Thanks to the generosity of all of these volunteers and all of the spectators and sponsors, we are able to continue doing what we do. And I cannot thank you enough for coming out. Have a great time.
Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. And the other organization is the Meriki Allegheny Valley School, and representing Meriki AVS is Kelly Gremba.
Meriki Allegheny Valley School is so proud to be a beneficiary of this event since the beginning. We're very much looking forward to a great day of racing, and without all of the support of the spectators, the drivers, the volunteers, the sponsors, we could not make this happen. Thank you, everyone. Your support to Allegheny Valley School goes to our new program development and our facility improvements. So again, thank you so much for your support, and let's have a fantastic event today.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, I used to say that we're on ground that we borrowed from the city of Pittsburgh. Well, we still are, aren't we, here at this beautiful park? And this city councilman was Corey O'Connor. Well, he's no longer the city councilman. He's now the Allegheny County Controller. Corey, please welcome Corey O'Connor.
Quick change. Thank you very much. So on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh and now the county, we want to thank everybody for coming here. This is a very special event to me and my family. You're on my father's golf course. So this is such a unique event that we in the city of Pittsburgh are so proud of, because there's none other across this country. So thank you to all the volunteers, all the racers, and all the fans for coming out. Please enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. And now it's time for those, as they say, the most famous words in racing. We're almost ready to say, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to start your engines. We're going to be going racing in about 10 minutes. So stay with us for the Porsche Mark race, opening a full afternoon of vintage car races here at Shenley Park. Thanks for joining us for the 40th Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.